Hello everyone, welcome to my channel The Cloud Box, and this is the next video inside the Databricks playlist. And in this video I'm going to discuss about one of the interview question which was asked in one of the Big Four interview. So before I start my video, so let me quickly introduce the channel name is the Cloud Box, and here you can find video related to Azure data engineering stuff. I upload video related to Data Factory, Databricks, Python, Pyspark, Spark SQL, Azure DevOps. So I have already uploaded so many videos on the fundamental concepts like what is the Databricks, what is the data factory, what is ETL tool, like probably how to read the file, write the file, how to read a file from ADLS location to Databricks, like how to rename the column, how to drop the column, how to do some operation on those data frame and so on. So, but this time I decided I'll go with slight different because I can see on the YouTube many channels have already uploaded so many videos on the fundamental concepts. So, like I can see there is a gap between the PySpark and the SQL. So there are very less video related to PySpark, and probably in the interviews today's time, mostly people are focusing on the PySpark as well. So I'm trying to solve the question which was asked in many interview. Uh, Probably people are not able to solve that. So I'm just collecting those questions and just uploading. So if you face these kind of questions, so probably you will have idea how to face this kind of question. Okay. So without wasting any time, let's quickly go to the question part. So you can see there is one question like we have to mask the email. That is very, I would say like generic question. If you are a web developer or like if you are a backend person, but in a similar way, you are dealing with the data and you cannot directly expose the data to the public forum and you cannot share the entire information, right? So what we can do, we can somehow mask the data. We can hide some information from the whole information. So you can see in this email kind of thing, we have a rahulras56 at gmail.com, and the second mail is like johnsmith123 at yahoo.com. So we are taking two letters from the first part and the last letter from this particular email, and after that there is a domain. So after domain, that is a after at the rate, that is a domain part, and before at the rate, that is a local part. So we have to hide the local part from till some extent, right? So we are taking two letters and the last letter from the local part, and we are doing the masking and replacing with a star. Got it? So how you can solve it? Let's quickly go to the editor and let's try to implement it. So I am going to solve in the Databricks. That is the community version. If you do not know how to create an account, quickly search in the Google Database community version and go ahead and create it for free. If you want to use it in your Windows local, somewhere you are facing internet issue or like somehow you do not want to work with Database, like let's say you are working with some other platform, or let's say your company work totally on the local PySpark, plain PySpark, they do not use Databricks cloud yet. So how you can go ahead and do that? So for that, what I have done, I have created a separate video like how to create a Spark instances in your local while setting up the Python and everything in your local Windows. So I will give the link of that video in I button. So go ahead and watch that. So quickly come to the question. You understood the question. Let's try to implement that with a solution. Okay. So go ahead and let's create a sample data first. First of all, we need to create sample data, right? So I always a good practice, give a heading what you're doing. Let's say data is equal to what we can do. We need to, I guess we have a two, right? Uh, so one is right, Rahul Raz 56 at the rate gmail.com, and we have to split with, I mean, we have to give a list item because we have to separate it. So we need to give the comma, John, and the first one is John Smith, probably, right? So I guess in a small only. Anyways, John Smith 123, John Smith 123 at Yahoo, sorry, yahoo.com, and then we have a separator. Now we need to give columns is equal to, that is the email column, right? So that is the email column. Just go ahead and run that. It should run. And now what next? What next? So now we have to create a data frame. right? So what we can do, we do take df is equal to a spark dot create. Why this is not coming, but anyways, data and columns. uh, I'm not sure I'm doing right or not, but this is the clear. I mean, this is the exact syntax. Probably we do that. Sometimes it's yeah, it is working, right? So let's go ahead and show whether your data got created or not. So we can see our data dot created, but it is coming in a truncated format, right? So what we can do, I can go ahead and use the something called truncate is equal to false, and it's going to showcase the entire data. Okay, I guess I have done something wrong probably. uh, Now we can see the entire data, right? uh, Go ahead and implement the solution. So something called, like, we can go ahead and always try for a solution in a better way. So what we can do, we need to create a new column that will be so in with the Databricks, right? Let's say what we can do, I can create a mask df, sorry, like mask df, right? Mask df. Inside the mask df, I need to create a new column, probably as far you know how to create a new column. So good, right? So I have already uploaded video. If you do not know, go ahead and watch that, you will understand. So I will create a mask email, something like that. That will be, it's going to give you the new column name, and I'll give comma here, and after comma I will use something called expr. If you do not know, this is the inbuilt function from the Pyspark. So here we can, using expr, we can use the SQL query. Also you can use a spark.sql, and inside that we can do the SQL operation. But like on the top of data frame, you can use expr also, and we can use that. So what we can do, we can use the concat. Why concat? So before starting the this, right, let me quickly come and like show the approach how we can solve that. There is a Rahul Raj 56. Okay, I would like to take this, that is Rahul Raj 56 at gmail.com. Okay, now we have, our output should be, let me count it, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, then 6 at gmail.com. How we are, I mean, how to solve it? Are you able to see it? So we have to take two letters. Fine, we will take two letters. Then the rest seven will be filled by a star. Or let's say if you take another example, that is the John Smith, right? John Smith 123 at yahoo.com, right? So for that, it is like JO, right? And then we count it, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, then 3 at yahoo.com, right? Right, so we have to take the two letters, then the rest letter, and the last letter. I mean, you need to exclude the last letter, and then you need to fulfill with a star, and then add the domain part, something like that. So if I'm highlighting it, it should be in a star, and then add it, and then yahoo.com. So how we can do that? Let's say Rahul, then plus we can do that. Then we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 star. Then we have to seek something like that. We have add. Then we have something called gmail.com. Correct? So so what we can do here, so we are adding it in this way, right? So let me, okay, so I mean, you understood like how we are going to approach it. So here we are taking the expr that we can use it for writing the I mean PySpark coding, or like SQL coding with the PySpark stuff, right? So I mean, that basically we are solving using the SQL only, but inside the PySpark we are solving. Okay, so if you do that, so first we need to take the two letters, right? So quickly go ahead and solve it. So we need to take the substring, right? and substring we have to take that email, and after that we have to take the two letters, right? uh, Something is wrong here. I believe something is wrong, but let go ahead and run it anyway. So something is wrong because this something I do not see it is getting highlighted, but yeah. So it is saying something indentation, right? Uh, so name email is something it's saying not defined, right? So okay, this is exp, right? So we need to mark it inside the string. Okay, right. We are able to achieve it, but before that, I guess it didn't took it, but like we have to export. I mean, we have to import it. So we have to import from pyspark.sql.function, we have to import expl. If we are doing it, so just do it, because I guess I have previously done it, so that's why it didn't take. So the first thing we are able to solve, we have to extract two letters from this entire thing, right? Now we have to add it. So if you are putting comma, then it means you are concatenating a string again, right? So what we can do, there is a function called repeat. There is function called repeat. In the repeat, it takes two argument. First argument, what we are going to fill it, and the second argument is like what on what condition, right? So you consider it, we have we need to calculate the length of that. That is 10 letters, I believe. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, right? And after that, it's a domain part. So we need to calculate the length, right? In the length we have to again put a split, right? Why a split? Because everything is happening on that split mechanism, and we are doing on the index 0 or index 1, right? So splitting based on at the rate, right? Splitting, we are splitting based on, and splitting based on at the rate, and then we are add and doing it for which index? 0 index. Because if you split it based on the at the rate, so the 0 index will be the local part and the 1 index will be the direct gmail, I mean gmail.com, right? So that is fine, we have done it. And now length is important. Here you understood, you have to only consider the three character, first array and then six, either in this also jo and 3. We have to only consider the three character we have to show, and rest we have to hide, right? So we will write repeat everything and leaves only three letters, right? Leaves only the three letter. And how? And also include the last letter. So for including the last letter, how we are going to achieve it? Include let's add the substring again. Then again we have to split it, split, right? And split based on at the rate, right? We have to split it based on the at the rate. And we have to take the zero index item, that is a local part, and we have to consider the last letter of this part. So this, we have split it. We have Rahul Raj 56 coming, and the last letter is 6, because in Python or in everywhere -1 represents the last letter, right? So till now we are fine. So let's try this. Let's try this. So we see, right? We are boom. We are able to solve till here. It successfully hide this mail, right? Now the simple thing is we have to include it again. So how you can include that? So let's say if you are add this at the rate, right? If you are adding this at the rate, let's go ahead and run that. So you will see at the rate will come now. Fine, this at the rate is coming. But now we have to bring the one more thing. What we have to bring? We have to bring the domain part. So how this domain part you can bring? Obviously again we have to split it, right? Again we have to split, and in the split we have to take the email, right? Email on based on at the rate. And now instead of this we have to consider the index 1, right? Not 0. So index 1 is the domain part. Now if you add it, so you see, right, we are able to solve it, but here it's not coming properly. So what we can do, we can use truncate is equal to false, right? Truncate is equal to false. Go ahead and run that. So we have our solution. Understood? So how we solved it so easily, I guess you are able to relate it. So we have something called email as a column. So what we can do, we can use XPR, right? We can forget about the concat. We need to solve in this way. We need to take two letters. So first we'll use substring and we'll extract everything one, two, that's one letter and two letter. Then what we'll do, we will hide this entire thing, right? So for hiding, what we are doing it, we are taking the repeat function, and in the repeat we are splitting again based on the at the rate, and we are calculating the length. Let's say we have 11 length 12 something coming, but we have to only, we have to not consider three letters for hiding. So what we can do hide everything, but like you need to exclude three letters. So that's why I've given -3, and then it will do the -3, but also it's to include the last letter. So for including last letter, what we can do, we need to again split. And if you are splitting, so we need to take the zero index item, so it will take the local part, and from the local part we are going to extract the -1. -1 is the last letter, right? So we have taken that, and now we have to again add the at the rate. So if you are after comma everything in concat function, it's going to add it, right? So it's included at the rate. Then again comma, we have to take the local part, and we have to take the domain part. So for the domain part, we have again split it based on the at the rate, and in this time we have taken the index number 1, right? We are able to solve it, right? And let's say one more guy is coming, no, 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 I do not want to use it XPR, I'm not good in the Python or the Pyspark. So how we can solve using the SQL, right? So fine, right? So for SQL, at least you should know we have some function called how to create a view. So copy this df, go ahead here, right? Df dot create or replace temp view. Here you can give the mask as a table name. Go ahead and run that, right? So go ahead and copy this whole thing and paste it here, and you give the table name mask, run it. Boom, results are coming, but this is so bad looking column name, right? So what we can do, you can give aliases as masked email, right? And go ahead and run that. Now sorted, right? If you want to include the original also, so original column name, right? So what we can do, you can just run that. Boom, we are able to solve it using SQL also. So we have quickly understood how to solve the this kind of problem with PySpark as well as SQL. So thanks for watching it, and I hope you really liked my video. If you do so, please hit like, subscribe, so it will help me to upload this kind of video in the future, and you will get notifications once you hit the bell icon. Okay, so you will find so many videos related to that, and if you come across any interview question, just paste in a chat in the comment section, or just message me on the LinkedIn. I'll surely take that question. I'll try to solve using the PySpark or SQL or anything you if you find. So I'm going to wrap this video, and thank you so much again. Have a wonderful day. Thanks a lot.